Okay, let's get it. Back with Reddit cheating stories part two. So far, it's crazy. Um, it's crazy. I understand a little bit about it, but also at the same time, like, it's weird, man. It's weird. Anyway, I cheated on. Let me see. I cheated on my partner. I cheated even though my partner has been amazing to me. I was trying to understand why I did it. I've done something I'm not proud of. I cheated on my partner. The hardest part is that they've genuinely been kind, loyal, and supported me. From the outside, there was nothing wrong with the relationship. That's why I'm confused with myself. I don't fully understand why I did it, and I'm trying to make sense of it rather than anyone excusing it. Has anyone been in a situation like you give me no context there though? Has anyone been in a situation like this where has insight into why people end up doing this, even though they're part that treats them well? I'm not looking for validation. I think women just want the bad guy. Is that not the thing? They want the what do they call it? Dark masculine. There's a word for it. FYI, it wasn't a full blown affair, but we just dated. It wasn't a full blown affair. We dated last year, and he was living double life. I caught him and confronted him in person with the other girl, and he still denied knowing me right to my face. He's a player. 6 months later, he came back claiming he had changed. I gave him another chance. However, I kept other people on my radar. I was deeply hurt and angry because he was the first guy I ever truly authentic was. Our relationship grew. I cut those other people off little by little. He eventually found out, felt betrayed, that he had to discover it on his own, and he broke up with me. There were no physical betrayals whatsoever. So they were both cheating? Fuck, this shit's confusing, bro. So they were both cheating on each other. So then what the fuck is. What? So then if she was. So she cheated, caught him cheating, and then. Okay. Strange, bruh. Ah. Let's see what this is. My partner, 32, cheated on me, 28 female. So this is coming from the female. It awakened me sexually. Long story short, my partner, 32-year-old male of 2 years, cheated on me, a 28-year-old female. After I found out and the dust settled, I reflected on those past 2 years and changed my perspective entirely. I had a sexual awakening when the blindness finally came off. I found out my partner of 2 years was cheating on me. I'll never forget that moment. I was completely shocked and floored. I never suspected anything ever and never acted in a way that I would even be suspicious or paranoid. I found out accidentally. He was on a run and I noticed a text alert. I didn't recognize names, so I just reflexively clicked. Wow, total gut punch. It's a woman we met at a friend's house party maybe a month ago. Uh, of course. I remember she was friendly and we talked over a long time. I remember she took his business card after he heard what she had mentioned he could what she did mention she could actually use him. After she heard what she did, she mentioned she could actually use him. Well, I couldn't believe what I was reading. I was quickly able to piece that when I was out of town a week after the party, they went out for drinks to discuss bringing in business. Her. And then it happened. She seduced him and he cheated on me. So shocked. That's nothing with women. Women love when you're in a relationship, they love that shit. They love it. It's like their little. I think, actually, I think it's the same across the board for men as well. So shocked. And with her, what the fuck? I'm so much hotter than this woman. I screen capped all the screenshot all the texts. There were so many of them, and sent them all to me. Packed all my stuff. Was rushing to be done before he came back to the apartment. When he came back to the apartment, he hugged me and immediately knew something was wrong. He asked me why I was right there. I told him I knew. I was disgusted. It was over, and they should never talk again. Good on you. He admitted everything and took responsibility for fucking up, but I didn't care. Good self worth. Those first few days were incredibly rough. The shock and disgust was really hard to handle. It felt like forever, but I finally started turning the page. I felt unwanted, so I definitely threw myself out there. I needed some really good rebound sick to distract me and stop me thinking about the betrayal. There was some fun in being free and single again. Felt really good to have so many good looking guys coming up and hitting on me when I was out with friends. My ex texted me several times since the breakup, begging to meet and just talk so he could clear his chest and get some closure. Sometimes they were angry texts from him saying that he didn't like seeing me with other dudes. He didn't like seeing me with other dudes. Tough shit, man. Shouldn't have cheated. And that he should figure out a schedule, not run each other at the gym. It felt good to hear how uncomfortable and jealous he was with that. Damn right. After enough weeks went by and it wasn't as raw and fresh, I started reflecting more on how it all came crashing down. One night I decided to go back to all the screen caps that I took of the text messages. I never read them fully. I read them one night. It was rough. My heart was racing. My stomach was all nerves. I was truly shocked by what I was reading. Who is this guy? I couldn't recognize him. The text was so graphic and naughty. She was seducing him for an encore. So I was like, she was seducing him for an encore. Some mad word to use. Talking about his smell in a bed. There were naughty photos exchanged, and she was talking about all the things he did to her in bed, and all the things about him that get it turned on. His strong arms, picturing legs on his shoulders. Damn, she really read all this stuff. How hot she was when she couldn't get the regular condom she had on his big D. Sheesh. Damn, these things were hard to read. I don't know why you're reading them, bro. He made an orgasm. I don't even have real orgasms usually. Fuck, I hate this girl. This is going to sound insane, but these parts have seemed to almost turn me on. Like I was getting turned on by whoever this guy was. I did not recognize the person text this guy was with for 2 years. Yeah, that's what happens. My odd reaction continued in days and weeks following. I would have graphic dreams about him, sometimes with me, sometimes with other women. That's the subconscious. And I would wake up completely aroused. Sheesh. Okay. It was confusing me. I kept thinking when reflecting the past, I realized my image of him today was so different from the guy I was with. Obviously, um, a lot of the mystique goes away like after 6 months. So there are a few things I've come to realize when down a relationship. One was relationship power dynamics of my ego, and the other was maybe societal norms and expectations. And here's why this might be helpful for couples out there. Some of this is hard for me to admit, but I'll say it. Every couple has a power dynamic, whether you want to believe it in or not. There's always the one that is viewed as the catch, and it's just degrees of how proportionate, disproportionate the couple is viewed. Sheesh, she's down to earth, bruh. Some people talk about a reacher and a settler. I was the catch. His guy friends were always saying stuff about both of us. How did they end up with this guy? How did you snag her? She's way out of your league. Blah blah blah. And I was the one constantly getting hit on by guys at bars, parties, and public places when he wasn't directly by my side. I always thought our sex life was fine and just typical and to be expected. He wants to fuck me all the time. I waved him off half the time. Lol. Nothing weird there. I never felt that sex was like in any way. He was great in bed, oral, fucking all of it. But I guess I made him do all the work and then do much of my own other enjoy it. Okay, it's pretty fucked. No wonder he's out there. Um, but now my whole mindset was shaken. I realized it was just vanilla and boring. I just convinced myself that I was so much hotter than him that maybe I even settled. Wow, damn. I should really like, bruh, am I gonna read all this stuff? I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting. Now I'm reading the text and I'm seeing a different light, and I thought it was running me all the time. Cheeky my soap now, she also the day, the great egg, skank, snuck up panties in. He admits that when he discovered him at work, I had to take it to his backpack to the restroom so he could smell her. Okay. Sheesh. I don't know how to feel about that. Does he still have them? Was he smelling her right now? She's trying hard to seduce him again with the text. She sends underskirt, pick up her panties, and now she's with me all day thinking of him. He says he's been hard all day and sent a pic of his boxes with brief cum stains. Wow. who the hell is this guy? This hard naughty guy with a sexy bod to all myself. I mean, you fucked up there. I had huge blinders on. I didn't see him for the sexual animal he was, and I'm suppressed in the sexual animal side too. I couldn't shake the feelings of arousal, and I wake up totally aroused. I was stressed about the things he said he was doing to her. The sex was crazy. I keep going back to the photo of his thing. Okay, Slap begged for one. Of course, he sent one. It's nuts. I saw that dick every day for years. Uh, okay, yeah. For a guy to read this is a bit tough, man. Um, I get this is from a woman's perspective, but yeah, I'm a skip over a lot. Basically, she's questioning why the fuck wasn't she getting that grade AD from a hubby and someone else was getting it. And she's jealous. Why you gotta go into detail like this? Golly. Okay, so she's texting him after the breakup to like, and she ignored him, but now she's reading these tests. She has a new wave of feelings. She texted back, wanted to get him riled up, gave him all time about being jealous of me with a guy at the gym, and I told him I would have been more jealous about the guy. That's the thing with people in the gym, especially women in the gym. They're very self conscious. They're very conscious, very aware, very alert, very mature. I got flirty and a little, would have been more jealous, want the guy to me in bed. I got flirty and a little naughty. I finally got some notifications, got some. Um, she kept pressing me to meet up to talk. I told him first to considering forgiving him for me to hear about everything I told him the skin caps to the text chain. I revealed about what happened, so he bit on live and the banks want to know everything happened. I mean, honestly, bro, it sounds like you fucking read everything that happened. You done screenshotted and put shit like damn. Um, and he started confessing seduction, asked him to walk her home, convinced him to come up, current financial portfolio, some business disguise, leaning over so you can look down her skirt, squatting to get a beer down. Ha! Oh my god, sexual seduction. She's showing him her papers while leaning on the shoulders. Damn, how the yo when they say women can remember everything, this girl remembered everything. Like word for word, bar for bar. She's trying out to convince him to stay open. He opens the door. She pulls his. What a seducing slut. Damn. Okay. There were things in those screen caps that made sense. Basically, the whole seduction process, more seduction. She's getting turned on by this clearly. She's just confused about why she's turned on by the whole thing. Sheesh. It's kind of remind me of like, she has like an Azula personality, very dominant. The story finally ended, and I was hard and bothered. Okay. She's trying to dominate him. Sheesh. She's trying to compete with a seductress. Um, as a guy, I can't read this stuff. This shit is weird. Um, is this even real? I pulled out all the tricks and we had amazing sex. We had confidence. This is makeup sex. Bitch, why do you have to fucking describe the whole thing? We don't need to know all this shit, bruh. Oh, so they're back together. That's the first time I've heard them be back together. Stronger than ever. Bro commented, fuck me. The Lord of the Rings is shorter read than this, bruv. This read requires kilojoules. Sheesh. It's a bit short, fucking like 3 chapters, bruh. Even I also skipped. But yeah, AI wrote this. I also thought that AI wrote this shit. But I don't think AI can sway like that though. I don't think AI can sway like that though, so bro gave the summarize, but I fucking should have skipped to this, bro. Yo, like damn, she was describing like what the we don't need all that. But definitely fake. Definitely fake, bro. Definitely fake. I think I realized it was fake when I realized because all the swearing and stuff sounds like some. It sounds like it sounds fake. Not gonna lie, sounds fake. Um, let's go. Yeah, partner cheated me after 21 years. The third party had the audacity to out their relationship. I had a partner for 21 years. We have a child 3 weeks ago. Girl whom I don't know told me that they have been together for a while. I felt so betrayed. I wanted to hurt them. Goddamn right. Um, uh, I confronted. All she said was sorry. It wasn't her fault. My partner was a narcissist for 21 years. I endured all the abuse you could imagine. Keep me away from my friends, relatives, so isolation. I couldn't pursue my passion without being criticized. I was blamed for infidelity, gaslighted. What's in your mind? All I feel now is hatred. Lost myself along the way. Narcissistic abuse is so sick and pathetic. Can we talk about it over texts? Hey. Um, damn, now that's crazy, bro. 21 years is a long time. 21 years, 2 decades. So, yeah, that's a tough one. Not gonna lie. This one is long, bro. Nah, that's too long. Looking for a short one. Got cheated on recently, so it started by receiving a text from someone saying that her boyfriend and my girlfriend, um, was texting each other as more than friends. So I confronted her, of course. She got generic lies, yeah, usual not coping, defense mechanism. I never do that bullshit, and so I left her a few weeks later. She finally admitted, thinking it would change anything. Obviously, didn't. No shit. Basically, found that it was just wasn't one guy. It was a lot of different guys. Sheesh, dodged the bullet, brother. Even guys that I knew personally, and also that's fucked up. And also, she had a thing in her notes app of a list of every guy she got with, so that if she got pregnant, she would know who it was. Absolutely disgusting, by the way. You damn fucking right. That is some next level oh shit. So I just want to ask why. If you're going to do it, all these things, why drag me into it? Because this bitch is selfish, obviously. I was nothing but good to her and treated her right. Nice guy syndrome, bro. All these nice guys out here getting cooked. Not even just for 1 year or 2 years. Fucking dudes getting cooked for like 10, 20 years, bro. That's crazy. And how So if you're going to do all of that, why drag me into it? If I was nothing but good and treated right, and how are you going to do all these things and turn around and say that you thought you were going to marry me and thought I was the love of your life? And the cherry on top of the cake, she had a pregnancy scare and decided to tell her friends I was the dad. Fucking crazy bitch. And despite her loss, yeah. So I feel like you dodged a bullet, bro. Bruh, first comment. Crude oil. Dodge the bullet. Not all are like that. Amen. Dodge the damn nuke for sure. She's a sociopath and a skank, 100%. You were lucky you found out before the kids were involved, 100%. Some women and men will cheat no matter who they are with. Yep, it's not you personally. They just have okay this in their conscious and thought process and have zero guilt. Choose better next time. Count yourself lucky this time. Although I think you should get an SD for sure. If she was keeping a phone full of people's names, men's names, to track who she'd have sex with in case she got pregnant, that's fucking hell. That's not even a red flag. That's a fucking shit, man. What's redder than red? That's fucking blood red. That's crimson red. That's not a flag. It's a fucking goalpost, bro. Like, that is crazy. Yeah, she's a sociopath. She bro. But from the previous ones I read, you are so lucky that you ducked it early, bruh. Because man, some dudes didn't duck it, and they were there for 10, 20 years. They're coming out with 3 kids, no career, no real money. You are lucky, bruh. Sheesh. I think I'm gonna go back to just doing normal reactions to fuck to normal stuff. Give my brain a break from this shit.